The Brilliant Tragedy of William James Sidis. Most people may never have heard of William James Sidis, one of the smartest people to ever lived. You may want to check out more about my Genius series. But being smart is not a guarantee for success. As a matter of fact, it could lead to disaster. Here we go with the life of one of the smartest people that ever lived. In the grand chessboard of human intellect, few pieces have sparked as much fascination and heartbreak as William James Sidis. Touted as the most intelligent man who ever lived, with an IQ estimated between 250 and 300, Sidis was the archetype of raw, unfiltered genius. Yet his story isn't one of triumphant breakthroughs or lasting legacies in science or literature. Instead, it is a sobering lesson about how the world handles brilliance that doesn't conform. A mind that could outrun time. Born in 1898 in New York to Ukrainian Jewish immigrants, William James Sidis was the child of two intellectual heavyweights. His father, Boris Sidis, was a psychologist who championed radical education methods. His mother, Sarah, was a medical doctor, no small feat at the time for a woman. By 18 months old, William could read. By 6, he was fluent in Latin, Greek, Russian, French, German, and Hebrew. By 11, he was giving public lectures on four-dimensional geometry at Harvard University, where he had been admitted as a preteen. His early achievements were so vast that the press dubbed him a boy wonder. But the real wonder was how utterly unprepared society was to handle such a mind. Harvard at 11, burnout by 20. While the world marveled at his intellect, Harvard was a lonely and socially isolating place for the boy genius. He was surrounded by students and professors who treated him as either a curiosity or a threat. He graduated cum laude at 16, but the experience scarred him. Public attention turned hostile, probing not just his brilliance but his oddities and introversion. By his early 20s, he retreated from academia, remarking he wanted to live a perfect life away from public attention, celibate, private, and free from the burden of fame. The hidden work of a hidden man. Sidis disappeared from public life, taking on low-paying jobs like bookkeeping and clerical work to avoid attention. Yet, he never stopped thinking, learning, or writing. He authored dozens of manuscripts, on subjects like cosmology, Native American history, language theory, and public transport systems, often under pseudonyms. One of his more obscure passions was cataloging streetcar systems, which he saw as art, science, and social infrastructure rolled into one. While he had rejected fame, he never gave up on knowledge. His mind remained hungry, even as his life became quiet. An early end, a lasting question. Sidis died at the age of 46, from a cerebral hemorrhage, alone and largely forgotten by the same world that once thrust him into the limelight. He left behind a stack of manuscripts, many of which were unpublished, and a legacy that continues to spark debate. Was he a wasted genius? A victim of overbearing parenting? Or a man who simply chose to define success on his own terms, away from accolades and applause? Lessons for leaders, educators, and entrepreneurs. 1. Genius is not a guarantee of greatness. Potential needs the right ecosystem to flourish. Without emotional and social nourishment, even the brightest lights can burn out. 2. Not all success is visible. Sidis pursued a quiet, independent life of learning. Perhaps, in his own way, he achieved a kind of intellectual freedom many of us envy. 3. Let brilliance breathe, whether parenting, teaching, or leading. Allow gifted individuals room to be human, to stumble, to rest, to choose their own paths. 4. Avoid performance parenting or public pressure. Sidis' story is a cautionary tale for those who push young talent too hard, too early. William James Sidis wasn't just a man with an exceptional brain, he was a mirror held up to society's discomfort with difference. In a world obsessed with measuring intelligence, he teaches us that the accurate measure of a person is how they live, not just what they achieve. Sometimes, brilliance isn't meant to shine from the stage, it's meant to burn quietly, fiercely, and freely behind the curtain. If you like our stories, please like and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this.